Good morning, everybody. I am just out walking my dog. We got a little fresh dusting last night, so the roads are pretty slick, but I think all this is actually going to melt by this afternoon. It is so cold, but it's so pretty. It finally is starting to look a little bit like Christmas. Crossing my fingers, it's gonna warm up by this afternoon and this weekend. So we made it to Banff. This is the view from our hotel room. It's so pretty. We went to go set up, and here's what our booth ended up looking like. We've got all the kits on one side of the table and plushies and hats on the other side. And we're located in a heated tent this time around. I was really nervous about being in a tent at this time of year, but it ended up being pretty warm. It's market weekend. I'm in Banff, and my husband Jake is at the market right now working for me. It's about 1:30 on Friday afternoon, and I just came back to the hotel to do a little bit more of market prepping. I'm gonna try to make some more octopus and jellyfish and just some other fast things that I can whip up for next weekend, because I'm in Banff again next weekend. And setup is Thursday, so I'll be here Thursday till Sunday. So I don't have a ton of time next week to stock up on inventory. So I'm gonna try to make a bunch of small things this afternoon, and then I'll probably head back to the market around like 5 to join him for the evening. The market goes till 8. Last night I went out for a couple drinks with one of my vendor friends. Well, I didn't have anything to drink, obviously, because I'm pregnant, but we had some really good pizza at a place called Bear Street Tavern. If you're ever in Banff, I highly recommend eating there. It was probably the best pizza I've ever had. The weather is cooperating really nice. It's nice and sunny. The only problem is it's pretty windy. I think it's like plus 8 degrees outside, but the wind is making it feel a lot colder. But thankfully at the market it's not too cold. I did have a bit of a mishap at this market. So I was supposed to be indoors for this market, but they changed the layout, I guess, over the summer. And the place where I was supposed to be set up, they actually made like this big bar area. So they had to kick a bunch of vendors out, and I unfortunately happened to be one of them, and they put me inside a heated tent. And I was inside the heated tent last year, and last year I absolutely froze my butt off. It was so cold. It was minus 30 outside when I was here last year, so that definitely made an impact. And they just didn't have the proper infrastructure to be heating an outdoor tent in that type of weather. When they sent me the market layout last week and they told me that I was inside the heated tent, I was kind of freaking out a bit because I was supposed to be in the indoor building. But I guess they upgraded the tents a lot this year, and they put in way more heaters and more fans and stuff, so it's not so terribly cold in there. And it's also not minus 30 this year, so it is working out so far, which is good. Last year it was so cold that in the morning of one of the market days, I put a Diet Coke can on the ground just for later. And by the end of the day when I went to go drink it, it was frozen solid. Hopefully the weather's not a problem this weekend or next weekend, because I'm back here next week. I'm gonna see how much stuff I can pump out in the next couple hours, and then I'm going to rejoin my husband at the market. Excuse the terrible lighting, but it's now nighttime, and I managed to make a frog, another frog, 3 octopus, most of a dinosaur. He's just missing his spikes, and an axolotl. So not bad for a few hours, and now I'm going to head out and meet Jake at the market. Bump update for you guys. I'm 23 weeks pregnant today. The bump is bumping. He is popping out, and it's as big as a carrot. This was Sunday night. This is what my table looked like after the market. It was a super crazy busy weekend. As you can see, I don't have much stock left. We're here for weekend 2 in Banff. I'll show you guys the view from our hotel room this time around. It's a really beautiful winter day out today. Perfect blue skies. And it snowed quite a bit this week in Banff, so it's nice and snowy. The table looks pretty much the exact same as last week, except for we moved everything to the opposite side, as you saw on Sunday night, because we found that the traffic flow worked better with the sign on the other side. And we added some lights because it was pretty dark in the tent, but this is what it's looking like. I'm coming at you guys from the floor right now in my hotel room. I have been craving a Slurpee so badly for like 2 days, so I went and got myself a cream soda Slurpee. I haven't had any pregnancy cravings except for having a Slurpee every once in a while. It's about 1 o'clock on Saturday of the market. And so Jake, my husband, is at the market right now selling, and I'm going to make a bunch of stuff. I have like a little cart at the market this time around where it's like all the cheaper stuff like octopus and mini mushies and baby axolotls and stuff like that. And so I've been trying to just keep that cart full the whole time just for little kids. This market is really geared towards really young families, like families with kids younger than 5, I would say. It's probably the people that make up the crowd the most. I'm a little surprised because I don't remember there being that many young families last year, but those types of families tend to like the really small, cheaper items for their kids. So I'm gonna try and stock those guys while Jake is at the market. Yesterday I came back here and made stuff too, and Jake sold 7 axolotls while I was gone, which is crazy. I had 3 of the jumbo size axolotls and 4 babies, and he sold every single one of them within a few hours. Normally, if I have a bunch of the same animal, it takes a while for them all to sell, but he sold them in like no time at all. It was insane. I have a little bit of a life update for you guys. You may or may not know, but me and my husband have been trying to immigrate to America for about 2 years now. Jake is a dual citizen. He has American and Canadian citizenship, and I am only Canadian. So the process of getting a spousal green card is very time consuming, as we have learned. So we've been in the process for about 2 years, but we made really, really exciting progress. We have our green card interview date set for January, which is really exciting. That is the very, very final step of this whole process. So I'm gonna have the most hectic December ever. I have markets every weekend up until Christmas Eve weekend. I think Christmas Eve is on a Sunday this year. So I have markets all the way up until like December 16th. And then right after the markets are over, I have to fly to Vancouver and get a medical exam done for the immigration process. You have to get the medical exam done by specific doctors. They have to be approved by the physicians panel in the States. So there's only one in Vancouver, Montreal, and Toronto, and then one other place in Ontario, I think. And so the closest one to me is Vancouver. So I have to fly to Vancouver, get a medical exam done, come back to Calgary. It's going to be Christmas. We're actually taking a little trip to Mexico. We're going to go to Puerto Vallarta over New Year's. So I'm super excited about that. So after Christmas, we're going to Puerto Vallarta, and then directly from Mexico, we have to go to Montreal for my interview. So it's going to be very hectic, a lot of travel, a lot of flying. I'm gonna be like 29, 30 weeks pregnant for that whole thing. So I'm sure I'll be just fine, and all the tickets for everything is refundable, so if there are any problems, I should be okay. And I will be in Canada for most of it, so I shouldn't have any problems. Like if I have to go in to see a doctor somewhere, it shouldn't be too bad. So yeah, that's a fun little update. I'm going to make some plushies to restock my booth for tomorrow, and I will see you guys later. This is potentially the worst lighting in the world, but I'm gonna go find Jake at the market, and then we're gonna go find something for dinner. I'm kind of thinking like Domino's Pizza, even though there's plenty of many delicious restaurants in Banff. I just kind of want something fast and easy. Good morning, guys. It's the last day of the Banff market. It's my last day. It's my last weekend. It's a beautiful morning. This is what the town is looking like. It's looking frosty and chilly out there. Last night we ended up eating dinner at the most amazing restaurant. We ended up going to a place called Pacini's, which is like a small chain local to my area. There's a few in the city where I live, but the one in Banff here was seriously so good. It has a make your own garlic bread station, so you like pick what type of bread you want. It has different flavored butters, and then you grill your own garlic bread on a grill. I had a lasagna that was, I think, like roasted tomato, nuts, and shiitake mushrooms or something. It was so good. Jake had deep fried lasagna and it was the best. So not quite Domino's, but it was really, really good. I woke up this morning feeling very pregnant. I am 24 weeks today. I feel like my bump, like, it doesn't look that big, but it feels huge. So Jake had to unfortunately leave to go back home last night to go to work today. So I'm on my own today. It's only 10 till 4 today. The other days are 10 till 8. So it's definitely worth having a second person if it's all the way until 8 o'clock, because that's a long day to do by yourself. But it only goes till 4. The only thing is that I have to tear down by myself, which is not the best, but I will manage. Hopefully I just won't have any stock left and then takedown will be super easy. Hello. So I just tore down my table. Teardown was honestly awful. So all I had was this really, really heavy metal dolly, and trying to drag this dolly through the snow was basically like trying to drag a 100-pound sandbag through sand. It was so hard to drag it through the snow, and everything was like wobbling all over the place the entire time because it was so bumpy. So yeah, teardown was horrible, but it's over, it's done with. And right now I'm just in the A&W parking lot. I'm driving home right now, and I'm going to dinner with my in-laws, but I'm so hungry. All I've had today to eat was a salad and a granola bar and yogurt parfait, and it's 5 o'clock and I'm just super, super hungry. I cannot wait like 2.5 hours to eat dinner. So I'm gonna have a pre-dinner before my dinner. I did pick up this really delicious caramel apple shortbread tart thing. It's gluten-free and it's for my brother-in-law is gluten-free, and so I thought this would be nice to bring it to dinner. It looks really delicious. It looks so good. By a place called Gabby's Bakery, and they were in the same tent as I was. So I got that before I left. I am absolutely exhausted. I cannot believe how much that today took it out of me. I haven't been this tired after a market in a really long time. The past like 2 weeks has been like non-stop working from like 8 a.m. till 8 p.m. every single day, plus doing markets in between. Tomorrow I think I'm gonna take it pretty easy. Me and a few of my fiber friends like to get together every once in a while and have a little crafting session where we basically just all bring what we do for a living and hang out with each other. That's gonna be tomorrow night, so I'm super excited about that. It'll be a nice relaxing evening with them. A nice little pre-holiday crafting session is definitely what I need right now. The last 2 weekends in Banff have been absolutely amazing. I can't believe how much stuff that I've sold. It's been crazy. Last year I was also here and I beat my sales goal from last year. I don't know if you can see, I have an axolotl left and his tail is just sticking out from a bin. I'm a little reluctant to get out of the car and go into A&W because that means I'll have to start driving home, and I absolutely love Banff. It's my favorite place in the world, I think. I've been to lots of different places and I love Banff. There's something about Banff during Christmas time in particular that is so magical. It is so pretty with the bluebird skies and the snow-capped mountains. It's just unbeatable. Plus the entire town just feels like a Hallmark movie. If you guys have any suggestions of what kind of content that you want to see, I've been slacking a little bit on the YouTube front the past few months. I haven't been releasing nearly as many videos as I'd like to. So let me know in the comments down below, what kind of videos do you want to see? Do you want to see more vlogs? Do you want to see tutorials? Do you want to see more market advice videos? I've got lots of ideas, but I want to prioritize what you guys want to see first. So let me know down below, and thank you so much for joining me in this vlog, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!